Good morning, students. We begin with a fresh chapter today, main reader. This would be the last chapter, what we will be studying from the main reader, a short monsoon diary. Now, those who write, those who are very fond of writing, these are the people who observe things very well. And when you observe things, you observe the minutest detail of what you are seeing. Now, this author is observing the changes which come in the surrounding nature where he lives during the monsoon season. Now, each and every detailed account has been given in his diary. We have learned diary writing skill. So, in that, what do? We write down, we pen down our experiences. So every day, detailed experience of how the nature is changing. It is like month-wise. You can see what are the environmental changes which come during the monsoon. So it's actually a very good thing that we get to hear. We get to read from these particular people who choose to write, and then they make us feel what they had felt at that time when they were writing this particular item. So let's see, what has he written? Do you know what a diary is? It is a record of personal experiences written day after day over a long period of time. You can also use a diary to note down things you plan to do immediately or in future. One of the most famous diaries published as a book is the Diary of Anne Frank. Here are a few extracts from Ruskin Bond's diary, in which he portrays the silent miracles of nature and life's little joys and regrets. So when you observe things in nature also, you will see what makes you happy and what makes you sad. These are the experiences which are to be felt. We live such a chaotic life. We live mostly a robot style life. We're just running. We just should stand still to enjoy what is going around us. What is going on around us? The breeze. You just cover yourself. You go out also. You're just making noise. You don't listen to what are the things happening around. So for us, it's a totally different experience when compared to the people who choose to write. Let's see. We begin with 24th of June. The first day of monsoon mist. So mist is kind of lesser visible, let the atmosphere around. You can say it looks like smoke, and the visibility is a little bit less. It's not thick, mist is not that thick, fog is thick. And it's strange how all the birds fall silent as the mist comes climbing up the hill. So this is a mountainous area. So he feels like when the mist approaches, then the birds stop chirping. Perhaps that's what makes the mist so melancholy. So over here, melancholy means it's a kind of a phrase which depicts sadness. So when the sun shines bright, you feel happy. And when there's mist around and you can't see the sun, in the absence of sun, you feel lethargic, you feel sad. So as the mist comes up, you feel melancholy. Not only does it conceal the hills, conceal means hide, it blankets them in silence too. If that is kind of the weather, there would be no activity around much and there would be no noise. So there's silence also on the hills. Only an hour ago, the trees were ringing with bird song. And now the forest is deathly still as though it were midnight. It cuts short the light also, and it makes you feel that it is dark. So dark, there's darkness, there's still atmosphere, there's absolutely no sound here and there. Through the mist, Biju is calling to his sister. Now these are the people who live around. I can hear him running about on the hillside, but I cannot see him because of the mist. 25th of June, so that's the next day. He writes again. Some genuine early monsoon rain, warm and humid. The first rains don't bring cold weather with them. Like it doesn't reduce the temperature, it brings humidity along. So if there's warmth also, there's humidity, water vapor content in the air is much higher when compared to the normal times. And not that cold high altitude stuff we have been having all year. When you go to the top of the mountains or the hills, the air becomes thinner, and majoritively throughout the season you will not find that high temperatures. The moderate temperatures, or they can say cold also, but because this is the onset of monsoon, that time you will have a little bit of humidity over there. The plants seem to know it too. And the first cobra lily raised his head from the ferns as I walk up to the bank and the post office. The pic has been given to you. That's why it's called a cobra lily. If you can see the stalk of it, and you can see the flower coming out of that particular stamen. So he's watching now the flora part of the forest, and then he's noticing the change which the monsoon is bringing in. The mist affords a certain privacy. So now this particular mist may be for the plant life or maybe for the animal life. It makes it a private moment. Everything goes still and quiet. So he says this brings along with it privacy. A schoolboy asked me to describe the hill station and valley in one sentence, and all I could say was a paradise that might have been. So if you're living in the hills, it's definitely a paradise, a heaven on earth, what you can feel the nature's blessings on you, where we living on the plains cannot enjoy that much. But yes, those who are living in the hills know what is the purity of the atmosphere around them. 27th of June. The rains have heralded the arrival of some seasonal visitors. So heralded over here, the word has been given, brought the news of. Now we spoke about the flora, now we'll speak about the fauna part of it, that some visitors had come. And who were the visitors? A leopard and several thousand leeches. Now leeches are parasitic creatures. They cling on, they are in the dampness of the grass which is growing close to the ground, creepers also, and they cling on to your body with their mouth, and then they start sucking blood. So to remove a leech from your body which is clung onto your body, you cannot separate it like this, tear it out like this, but you need to put salt on it so that it shrivels up, and then it will release its cluster from your body, and your body, wherever it had dug its teeth, it will keep bleeding for a certain time also. And if the leech has drunk a lot of blood, it's taken a lot of blood, it will become heavy and it will fall off on its own. So one of the deadly leeches are found in the mountainous regions also, and in marshy areas also, where there is water logging, bogs are what I'm talking about. You'll find leeches there also. Yesterday afternoon, the leopard lifted a dog from near the servants' quarter below the school. So the favorite bait of prey of the leopard is a dog. In the evening, it attacked one of Biju's cows, but fled at the approach of Biju's mother, who came screaming imprecations. Over here, imprecations means kosna, cursing the animal that it was attacking, the cow. So she came shouting over there, so it ran away. As for the leeches, I shall soon get used to a little bloodletting every day. I had an experience when I had gone to a place called Chopta. I had worn slip-ons, and I just got off the car. Only for a little while I was there, and one of the leeches, I never knew that on the main road also there would be leeches. So one of the leeches just held on to my slip-on. When I noticed something very creepy near my leg, actually my foot was exposed because it was a slip-on. And then when I saw that leech, it was so difficult to move it away with a stick also, a twig also. I just killed it and smashed it up totally. But this one wouldn't, once it catches its grip, it's difficult to let it go. and then if it, as I said, when the grip loosens, you start bleeding. So here the author is ready now, mentally ready, every day, because he has to go out for some of the other work. He is ready to lose a little bit of blood because of them. Other new arrivals are the scarlet minivets. The females are yellow. Now these are birds, dear. Like they look like cuckoo, and these the scarlet minivets. The female out of these are yellow in color. Flitting silently. That's the sound of the feather wings. Silently among the leaves like brilliant jewels. So when you see from far yellow color, you'll feel like they are jewels. No matter how leafy the trees, these brightly colored birds cannot conceal themselves. They cannot hide themselves because they are very bright in color. Although by remaining absolutely silent, they sometimes contrive to get unnoticed. Now over here, contrive means they somehow manage to hide themselves when they go very silent and they are behind the leaves. Along come a pair of drongos. That's again a songbird. Stout bill. That means it's got a very big beak over there. And unnecessarily aggressive, chasing the minivets away. So this bird makes certain birds are very quiet and certain birds make a lot of noise. This bird was a little bit aggressive, and the only work it got fancied with was to drive the minivets away. So we'll stop with this particular page and then we'll continue the lecture in the next class. Thank you, dear.